President Trump signed an executive order yesterday where he's trying to say that anybody who burns the American flag could receive 1 year in jail with no opportunity for early release. According to the story here that I saw, Como News had a good piece on this. The American flag, this is a quote from the executive order. The American flag is the most sacred and cherished symbol of the United States of America, and desecrating it is uniquely and inherently offensive and provocative. It is a statement of contempt and hostility towards our nation, and an act used by groups of foreign nationals and calculated to intimidate and threaten violence against Americans. Here's what Trump had to say at the executive order signing.
Flag burning. All over the country, they're burning flags. All over the world, they burn the American flag. And as you know, through a very sad court, I guess it was a 5-4 decision, they called it freedom of speech. But there's another reason, which is perhaps much more important. It's called death. Because what happens when you burn a flag is the area goes crazy. It incites riots at levels that we've never seen before. People go crazy. In a way, both ways. There are some that are going crazy for doing it. There are others that are angry about them doing it. And what the penalty is going to be, if you burn a flag, you get 1 year in jail, no early exits, no nothing. You get 1 year in jail. If you burn a flag, and you will see flag burning stopping immediately, just like when I signed the Statute and Monument Act. 10 years in jail if you hurt any of our beautiful monuments. Everybody left town. They were gone.
This is one of Trump's many executive orders. There's some executive orders that I like. This is not one that I like. I do not like this one. Obviously, we have the First Amendment. This is protected speech. It has been so. The Supreme Court said so in 1989. What do you think about this, Spike?
I think it's political genius. I think it's constitutional malpractice.
Did you have the same thought I did? You mentioned political genius.
He's trolling these people. I mean, how do you put people on the right side of burning the American flag?
How do you convince a huge part of the country who doesn't like you, and it's been proven that they will kind of object to anything that you say?
Yeah.
How do you convince them to go out and burn American flags?
Well, I mean, this
would be it.
It's brilliant. It's brilliant, yet so constitutionally ignorant. And so constitutionally illegal, and it'll be challenged in court.
Yeah,
and
it won't hold up.
Here's the thing. Well, you don't know. You know what this court's going to do?
Well, Supreme Court sided 5-4 against it.
This iteration of the Supreme Court will be kicked upstairs. Someone's already been arrested for this. Well, which means it will go to a court. Which means
technically they weren't arrested for this. I looked in. I thought they had been too. Somebody right after this happened, 6:15 p.m. Lit American flag right outside the White House
on the sidewalk. Right.
Here's what happened: the Secret Service detained a person in Lafayette Park just outside the White House around 6:15. Turned them over to U.S. Park Police, which has jurisdiction in that area. The U.S. Park Police arrested the person for violating the National Park Service's fire policy, which prohibits setting fires except in designated areas.
He wasn't arrested for burning a flag. He was arrested for having a public fire in a public
park. So he did light a fire in an area he wasn't supposed to.
He could have been burning boxes and had just as much illegal.
It would not
action.
It would have not have made the news as much as the flag burning.
Agreed.
Yeah. But I agree with you. I don't think this is gonna. I don't think this is a good idea. I don't think it's going to stand up. I don't think the Supreme Court's going to say.
Well, again, it's just distraction. It's political theater. I mean, it's no less unconstitutional than threatening to send U.S. troops into major cities. That's also unconstitutional. There's laws against it.
Yeah.
But it's great theater. How do you put people on the wrong side of you're fighting for criminals? You're fighting for more crime? You don't want safe streets? I mean, it's great politics. It's bad governance.
This is interesting. He's now passed away. Late Supreme Court Justice Antonin Scalia.
That's right.
Did you see this quote that he had? So he was part of that Supreme Court in 1989 who sided with the free speech of burning the flags. He sided with it in the 5-4 decision. And he said in 2015 interview, he said he would jail every sandal-wearing, scruffy-bearded weirdo who burns the American flag. He said, but I'm not king. So you can't do that. That when we have rules and laws. Here's an interesting question, though, for you. Trump is not the first person to propose a law against burning flags. I'm going to play for you another politician who had a similar suggestion back in 2006. What do we think of this?
So I hope, Mr. President, that we can pass a law that criminalizes flag burning and desecration. I agree that this burning, this desecration that can happen to our flag is something that people have a right to ask this body to try to prohibit and prevent.
That was then Senator Hillary Clinton.
I thought it was Monica Lewinsky. Is that who that was?
It was Monica Lewinsky.
Senator Monica Lewinsky,
Senator
former Secretary of State Monica Lewinsky.
You got it.
And it was Hillary.
Yeah.
And that again was political. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love the American. I respect the American flag. I think that people shouldn't cut the flag into jackets and bikini bottoms.
You know what I want?
I think the flag shouldn't have people's faces emboldened upon it. There shouldn't be flags for sale with some guy shirtless, ripped with muscles, standing on top of trunk on the American flag. I think that's flag desecration. You know, I don't think any of that should be allowed. Do you know what I don't like Nazis either. But they get to march in the streets and have free speech and express their views that I detest.
Yeah,
that's part of the deal.
Supreme Court says you can burn a cross if you want to. It's free speech.
You can't just like the rules that you like. You got to
common
respect
sense
them all.
people do it. No. Would I ever burn a flag? No.
But I think they're dirtbags for doing it. Yeah, I think they're dirtbags.
You know what I would love to see? Do you remember Rick Monday? Do you remember that famous Rick Monday baseball save? Baseball player?
Yeah.
Do you remember that fan who went on, I believe this was in 1976, a flag went on to the baseball field. This was in a Chicago Cubs Dodgers game, LA Dodgers game. They went on to center field and they started trying to light a flag and they couldn't do it right away. Do you remember this? It was like
vaguely, but now that you're bringing back my memory.
It was labeled as like one of the saves of the century in baseball.
Okay.
And he's sitting there and he's surrounded by all of these fans, and that's a patriotic bunch. People who go see baseball. There's nothing more American than going to baseball games.
Amen.
And in the middle of the field, this Yahoo, one of these scruffy-haired,
sandal-wearing, long-haired
hippie types, as Scalia was talking about, starts trying to light a flag, and Monday swoops in. You're watching it right now.
1976.
Swoops in and grabs the flag away so he can't burn it.
That's beautiful.
Look at that.
Yep.
Unbelievable.
Well done, sir.
That's what you want.
Yeah.
That guy has the right to do so. People also have the right to say, hey, I don't like you doing that.
Yep.
And the crowd stands up and gives him a giant standing ovation.
The scoreboard at Dodger Stadium. Great play, Rick Monday.
Great play, Rick Monday.
You made a great play.
Let me ask you this question.
Nice.
I saw this post. I don't know if this is a legit post. This is on Reddit. It's gotten a lot of attention. This was on Reddit, and they said, because going back to what you were saying, possibly a trolling here. Mm-hmm. Reddit says, mass flag burning event, Sunday, 8:31 at Cal Anderson Park, 7 p.m. This was posted 19 hours ago, and it's thousands of people have seen it now, and it's been upped and quoted and shared. This is what they said on the post. With light of the new executive order, a few buddies and I feel like it's time to display our First Amendment right to burn this rag. I don't think that's nice to say rag. No, we don't represent any organization, just a group of friends who are sick and tired of this bleep. Feel free to join us. It's my right to hope that they don't have a lot of people show up to that.
Same here.
I hope it doesn't.
I won't be there, but
I would never show up to something like that. Yeah. They have a right to do so. They might run afoul of park policies.
That's true, and they might get locked up for that's a turf field up at Cal Anderson.
And I kind of hope that they do
damage. Yeah,
if they're breaking park policies, just like that guy outside of the White House was breaking park policies. Yeah. But yeah, I don't think this is going to get anybody actually locked up in jail for a year. But maybe that was the point of the whole executive order, just to send people to the other side.
Gets us all worked up.